I would like to think I was the all-American boy. Um, I'm the fourth. So my dad's the third. My grandfather was junior, and his dad was senior, obviously. And then I have an older boy, which we can get into, but he's the fifth. Even at a young age, I wasn't very good at listening or very good at following rules, just because I had this perception of that I didn't have to. Didn't really have anything crazy go on in my life until about 13. When I was 13, that's when I decided to take my first drink. And then when things got a little crazy with my addiction, it started my senior year. And this is kind of where things really started to change for me. A couple guys on the football team, I knew that they liked to get down on the weekends, and that's where it all started. So we partied, and we partied. And I was a weekend warrior from November of my senior year till I graduated. And then when I got to college, that's when it really started to take over. So I became an alcoholic at 19. I was a daily drinker, drank every day. I don't remember a time I didn't drink. The other thing that really happened that changed my life during this time in college is I had two kids. So now I'm a dad, and I'm partying like crazy. And I had my ex-wife now. We were together off and on, and I wasn't very good to her. And then I really started to get heavily involved in drugs. I started to do a lot of cocaine. At about the age of 25, 26, I found opiates. And if you can believe it or not, that's when it got a lot worse. October 2000 or November 2011, somewhere in there, I left those two kids, and I left my ex-wife, and I never went back. Because they were getting in the way of me doing what I wanted to do. I was a drug addict now, full-blown, drugs every day, drinking still every day, doing a lot of immoral things that I'm not proud of. I can't tell you how many partners I've had. I can't. I can't tell you how many times that I've driven intoxicated, because it's too many to count. I got to a place in my life where I didn't even care about myself anymore. I was ready to die.
So I grew up going to Catholic church, 8 years of Catholic school, and went every Sunday. Appearances were everything in my family. So from the outside looking in, we had everything together. But my father was a very abusive man, and for some reason he picked me, and horrible things happened. So needless to say, drugs became a part of my world very, very early, and I loved it. It was everything that I needed. It helped me escape. It helped me fill a void. Looking back, that was the only safety I had growing up was drugs. So needless to say, by the time I was 10 years old, I was completely addicted to cocaine. I used it every single day. And, because of the abuse that I was taking at home, if there was a God, he did not care about me. Because I did start doing drugs at such an early age, I maintained, and nobody knew. I was very good at hiding it. I learned at a very young age how to manipulate people, how to lie to them. It was exciting for me to do cocaine in the hallways when we were switching classrooms. That was a thrill for me. And still nobody ever found out because, again, from the outside looking in, we were just this perfect little family. And I stayed quiet about the abuse I was taking because I was addicted to that drug. And not only that, but he promised me he would never touch my sister as long as I never said anything. And I took that very seriously because I didn't want her to know what I knew. I got to Ohio State. I was just a zombie. I was just kind of going through life. I was your party girl. I did every drug you possibly could. I so desperately wanted intimate situations to feel normal, so I slept with every single person I could. So I was 26, living down in Alabama, burned every bridge, so nobody cared. And I was on my way to start shooting up, and I was late. And so went into Walmart, stole a pregnancy test, because I didn't spend any money on anything but drugs. So I was inside of the bathroom in a Walmart in Foley, Alabama, and I was pregnant with my son Brody. You know, I think because of the way that I grew up and the way that drugs were introduced to me, that was enough for me to change. Like, I was not going to put my son through what I went through, and that's when everything changed.
All right, so I met this beautiful young lady in recovery in Alcoholics Anonymous. I think it was April of 2013. We both got sober in March. And then we were living together in June of 13, so
Yep.
we didn't wait too long.
Nope.
Came to redemption in October of 13.
Yep. Because of his sponsor.
Because of my sponsor from the program, and just because he's telling me I got to find God. And so we come in here, we were Worship Ninjas for about a year and a half.
I wanted nothing to do with any of you.
No.
Nothing.
One Sunday morning, walk into the big room,
Which was full.
and it didn't seem like anybody was in there. Music was playing, worship band was there, and that's when I think that's when it happened. And that's when it really started to pick up.
Pretty much, I woke up one day and I was like, I need to be baptized. Like, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to be all in, and I want the world to know that Jesus has shown up in my life. And I just did. I wanted to tell everybody. But then I was hit with all this guilt and shame. I was a drug addict. I'm a whore. Like, how is Jesus going to love me? Like, how is he going to allow me to be baptized? And that's when I came to Ralph with it, and he went and talked to Rick.
Like, I'm sitting in his office and I'm talking about wanting to become a member and wanting to do this, and well, we're going to get baptized. And he's like, well, you're kind of still living in sin. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
He came home and he's like, babe, I got to talk to you about something really serious. And he sat me down, and I'm like, they're not going to let us become members. Like, oh my gosh. And he's like, babe, we are living in sin and we need to fix it now. For me, life really started for me once I got baptized, and through, you know, the women that I've met through the church and the community group, my accountability group, women's Bible study, huge, serving, that is what has led me to know Jesus the way that I do now, and to live the life the way that I do now.
Yeah, that was kind of like put up or shut up. Like, now it wasn't just about talking the talk. Now I got to walk the walk.
Right.
And I walk the walk with him every day. You know, now it's not just about what I'm going to say I'm going to do, it's what I'm going to do.
Right.
You know, and that's why, you know, I'm so passionate about it, for what he's done in my life, and I want people to know. I want people that are down in the dumps and thinking there's no way out and ready to die, that if you do that, if you commit to that and you surrender to him and allow him into your heart, this is what happens. And
it's amazing.
we're Ralph and Mandy Bloom, and this is our redemption story.